Looking to make a difference with your shopping? Visit communitypayitforward.us. Select the mission or cause you want to support and scan the QR code. You have two options. Click the first link and browse our giving partners, or use the second link to tell us what you need, and we'll find the right partners for you. Shop with these partners and keep your receipt or invoice. Next, click a picture or simply upload a picture of your receipt to the portal in every form, adding your name and email address. Your purchase now turns into a donation to the mission you've chosen. Community Pay It Forward shares your business story with those in need of your services to rally support for those who need us all.
Born into a real fight wasn't right. Where can she dream here? Took a hold of her.
Good evening, everyone. It is Wednesday night, which means Community Impact. We are here. It's the second week of the month. So we have our great friend Les Simpson with us, representing Savings Highway Global and so much more. Les is going to talk to us a little bit tonight about some of the wonderful things that they've got going there, including in which this is kind of funny. I was trying to tell Les this as I was hurrying to get the show started. I just bought baseball tickets on Thursday to the July 5th game, the Colorado Rockies versus the Kansas City Royals, my beloved Kansas City Royals. Go George Brett, my favorite player of all time. So unfortunately, I did not know about this, and I probably way overpaid for tickets, but he's going to teach us how to not do that, and we will see what we can do from there. This afternoon, I had a wonderful, wonderful surprise. Great friend of mine all the way from Tennessee showed up at my front door. And we had a wonderful conversation. We've had conversations on this airway a couple times, but we actually got to sit in the same room and have this great conversation. He and I went to a awesome little deli pub location. Kind of made me wish I drank again, but I don't drink anymore. So, but it was a wonderful, wonderful meal. And we're going to be talking about that, what we discussed. I was able to sit with Dennis Schneider and of A Price of Freedom Foundation. And we're talking about this book, Silent Soul. And we're going to be talking about how we need to help him as they put out the second book about a veteran who gave their all for our country. So, but we'll be talking about that as soon as we're done with this first hour. We have two wonderful guests this week. Our first guest is our co-host. As always, love to bring him on, Mr. Les Simpson. How you doing, Les?
I'm doing great. How are you this evening?
Doing fantastic. And joining us this evening is a really good friend of ours, a longtime partner, Miss Karmen Booker. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing great. I was excited to hear that you were going to be joining us tonight, and we're going to be talking about how you and Les have a plan going to where you guys can make some great things happen for people who give a care about people in the community. So, Les, why don't we start with you and let's tell people a little bit about you and what you got going on.
Sure. Well, first off, Savings Highway Global has a new video, and we're going to watch this after we talk here for a little bit. What it's going to allow is one of the things when I've contacted nonprofits. Now, we have two ways to help nonprofits. One doesn't take any entity, and that's why Karmen is here. Any nonprofit that wants to refer us to any building, any business with a building, restaurant, auto body shop, construction company, school, what we do is we go in and renegotiate all of the costs of their vendors. And then the business pays us 50% of what we save them. We donate 5% to the nonprofit, and we ask that business to do the same. So to give you an example, we have a Papa John's, a franchise of 3. We saved them 60 grand. And so in that case, 5% of 50, because we charge them 50, they would have donated 3,000 to your nonprofit. And we suggest they do the same. And so for 60 grand, you're getting $6,000 for doing nothing but referring us to the decision maker. And to get that into big numbers, we have a manufacturing plant that we saved 134,000. And so needless to say, if you're getting 10%, that's 13 grand. A little bit easier to do than a grant. And that's available to every nonprofit now. It's listing. Now, the second part is even better. And that's where Karmen comes in. Now, first off, to explain, and any time that I misstate, Karmen, please correct me. When a nonprofit receives money that's outside of their mission, when it's continual, they're charged 37% tax. And which is one thing, paying tax is one thing, you got all the rest to use. But the biggest problem is if you have too much money coming in outside your mission, the IRS doesn't like that. And it can actually shut you down. So what we do, and this is where Karmen comes in, is we set up a side entity which protects the nonprofit, because all of our memberships, and when we watch this movie, you'll understand, is all of our benefits now the profits go to this side entity, and they donate it back to the nonprofit. Do you want to summarize or give any more information on that, Karmen?
Okay, yes. All nonprofit organizations have to earn income pursuant to their mission and vision. If they receive more than $1,000, what ours calls unrelated income that's not related to their mission, they will be taxed, as you just mentioned. So to avoid that, it's very important for a separate entity to be established, basically a limited liability company. So the profits will go to the limited liability company, and the limited liability company can donate money to the nonprofit organization. It would be a business write-off for the for-profit entity and help the nonprofit organization provide programs and services. So it's a win-win situation all around.
Now, one thing I've been asked, Karmen, and you'll be perfect to answer this question. You can establish an LLC for $50. What difference is your LLC compared to the one that they can establish for, $100?
Okay, well, a lot of people think it's really good to go online and establish an LLC, but that's not really correct because those forms are very skimpy. They don't have the language in there to protect you and shield you from personal liability. So it's very important to have someone like me to do it for you to make sure that you're protected. Because if someone were to sue the LLC and you don't have the proper language in your documentation, which becomes public record, they can easily access the articles of organization, which is a document that legally that is used to legally establish a limited liability company. So if the language is not in there, and someone sues, you go to court, then the judge is going to throw out. They're going to pierce what's called the corporate bill. So they're going to go after your personal assets, whatever they are, whether it's your house, cars, financial assets that you may have, stocks, bonds, annuities, 401ks. So it's very important for you to have an attorney, a business and nonprofit consultant like myself, to create and develop and draft the paperwork with the proper language in it to protect you and other people involved with the limited liability company.
Now, the other question I've been asked is if a company on the side is an LLC and they're already established, why can't they use that one? And you mentioned, of course, that those, if they if they're donating 90% of the money back to the nonprofit, why is that a problem with the IRS?
Okay, what's your question again? Can you repeat?
One of the things we had talked about with your special entities is they're designed to fund a nonprofit, and a regular LLC, if it gives 90% of its profit to the nonprofit all the time, the IRS does not like the fact that they give all their money to the nonprofit.
Yeah, because it raises a red flag with the IRS, because a limited liability company has to maintain some degree of profit for operations. And if the IRS detects that it's a substantial amount they're giving to the nonprofit, it may be a red flag to the IRS that they're trying to evade taxation. So
That's what I was just going to ask. Isn't that kind of telling the IRS that, you know what, we don't want taxed, so here's 90% of everything going to, a nonprofit, so you can't tax us for this because we can write it off. So that's IRS kind of stepping in and saying, whoa, how are you able to manage running if you've got 90% going?
Yeah, it's a serious red flag, and you can be audited and shut down. So you definitely don't want to do that.
And you actually, when you establish these LLCs, you establish the operating deal in the way that protects them, that they were actually designed to fund a nonprofit. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
So what are some of the kind of examples that you can help them set up to make this work with Savings Highway?
Okay, well, you have a nonprofit organization. It's called Rama Services Incorporated, which provides tutoring and other educational related services to youth, economically disadvantaged youth. And then you have a limited liability company called ABC Enterprises. So I would establish the ABC Enterprises LLC, which would not give, I would say, more than 30% of their income to the nonprofit organization to avoid red flags with the IRS. And also with a limited liability company and any kind of business entity, they have to maintain compliance, meaning that they have to file an annual report to maintain their corporation or nonprofit corporation and or LLC in good standing. If not, then the state will deactivate that entity and will not be in good standing. Also, with nonprofit organizations, they have to maintain compliance, especially if they are a 501c3 organization, because if they don't file what's called the 990N or the 990EZ or 990 consecutively for 3 years, then the IRS will revoke their 501c3 taxing status. So there are certain documents that have to be filed yearly for all kinds of entities, whether it's an LLC, nonprofit, corporation, S corporation, whatever.
It is more strenuous tax-wise with a 501c3, is it not?
What's the question again?
It is more strenuous. The rules are a lot more stringent with a 501c3 as opposed to just any other business taxing. The rules are a lot different and a lot more stringent, are they not?
No, the rules are different. I mean, they might not necessarily be stringent, but regardless of what kind of entity you establish, you have to comply with the rules and regulations on the
Right.
state and federal level.
Yeah. I just wanted to let everybody know, but if you want to know any more information about this, the QR code that is sharing my little Hollywood Square right now is a place that you can go, and that goes straight to a website that gives community pay it forward, and in return gives your support to a nonprofit of your choice. What are some of the other things that you and CompuPerfect.net are doing to try to help businesses?
Okay, well, we do quite a bit. What I do specifically is I write and review contracts of any kind. It could be real estate contracts, partnership agreements, joint venture agreements, entertainment, lease agreements. And I also do trademark searches and registrations to protect your business name and logo on a national level. So it's very important, especially during this internet age, to protect your business name and logo on a national level because people are stealing and using other people's business names without their permission. But if you never trademark, if you don't have trademark protection, you can't sue them for trademark infringement and get treble damages. So it's very important to protect your rights. And I also provide estate planning services, living trusts, wills, powers of attorney, things of that nature. Yes.
Yeah, those are. We're actually working on getting ours figured out right now with that. So that's not a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's not a fun thing to do, but it's an important thing
Yeah.
to have done. So what are some of the things that you and Carmen are working on together? Let's really help people understand how you can connect with Carmen together and help people make money for the causes that they love.
Sure. And that's one of the things when we watch the video here, you're going to see how easy it is. Because one of the things the nonprofit will not have to do is sell. That's right now I'm talking to, well, actually, I talked to a nonprofit this morning, and she's super excited about this. But at the same time, she does know nothing. She's just brand new with a nonprofit. And one of the things Karmen has is a group, I believe, of 6 books that goes
7 books, yes.
for $150 for all the foundation of the nonprofit to keep them straight and how to do different things. And I told her about it. But I'm also, one of the things when you see this video, and I'm talking to a veteran group right now that's going to be having a golf tournament in July. And when I told her, and this is what I want all of these nonprofits to realize, is when you set up this side entity, you're going to be able to send, and we're going to have 2 levels here, well, actually 3 levels, but for $20 a month, once you see the video, this will make sense. For $20 a month, we will have a marketing deal that you can text to all the people on your phone, and they see this video and they sign up. And so you're going to be paid for everything that they do through Savings Highway Global from then on. And of course, they can refer their friends. In fact, you're going to see this video. It really is valuable because if the nonprofit gets somebody in and they only need 2 people, and again, that's going to be on the video. And if you do that down to 10 levels, you have 2,000 people in your organization. And there's 3 levels of membership. And again, the video will show this. there's one $20 where the nonprofit will get $1 per. The next level is 100, which takes care of all their travel, and we'll talk about other things. And that will give the nonprofit $5 per. We'll take 2,000 times 5. I can't do that math for you. They don't allow me to do that, but I think you can do that. And the third level is 200, and we even guarantee you 2 vacations a week. A weekend in some of the most wanted resorts, including I can't think of it, the new thing instead of Nashville for Western. You'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, 2-day weekend free there. And also 3 to 5 day weekend or 3 to 5 day stay in 35 countries. And all that's only for $100 more. But the nonprofit's going to get $10 per. So 2,000 people with $10, hey, that's 20 grand. And that's one person that the nonprofit got helping working with them. So the person helping the nonprofit is going to get money, but the nonprofit is going to be above that and get money on all of it. And if you get 15 people, then you open up a complete new level of commissions. And so now the nonprofit will be able to help all of their supporters. They'll be able to give back instead of just saying, I want your money. And it's so sad. I was sitting with a nonprofit last week, and they said, there's only so many dollars out there that people can contribute. And every grocery store, every place now asks for your to upgrade your credit card to give to some nonprofit. Well, this way, the nonprofit can actually give back. And we're going to go into some of that on the video and different things of what the nonprofit will be able to do. And so now the nonprofit can earn $20,000 a month on one person. If they multiply it by 100, folks, we're talking huge money. And so a nonprofit that has connections, social media, and Zach is going to show the video of his webpage, and I want you to sign up on his webpage for it. This is a $20 decision, as he will show in this video. And Karmen, do you need to leave us, or do you have some time?
I have a few more minutes, yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and watch this video.
Okay, let me go on ahead and pull that out. Let me ask Karmen a couple more questions,
Sure.
And then that way we can really utilize her. Karmen, on your website here, you've got, in which of course can be found on our webpage, Community Pay It Forward, or you can just go to her website, which is CompuPerfect.net. Your main focus is trying to help startup businesses, startup nonprofits. It doesn't matter what it is. You want to help them start up, but not just start up, but start up properly.
Yes, that's right. Yes, absolutely.
So, because there is so much to do, and it is hard for one person to understand everything that has to be done, everything that has to be put in order. So you really want to have somebody who's been in the game a little while rather than trying to guess it on your own, right?
That's right, absolutely. And I provide resources too in the form of books to help businesses as well as nonprofits. And Les had mentioned my 7-book nonprofit book bundle. And the books center around board governance, fundraising, how to host successful fundraising events, get corporate sponsors, the board chair functions and responsibilities, and the ABCs of fundraising. And I also offer a book called Nonprofit Sample Templates as a part of the 7-book bundle. So it's a great comprehensive resource and of great value.
And help me with this one. What is one of the biggest mistakes that people make that you try to help them navigate through? What's one of the big things what's one of the biggest misconceptions people have when they're first starting out, and you think it's something that could really help them get better organized?
Okay, yes. Well, starting out in terms of nonprofits, a lot of people don't realize the importance in having a very good refined vision and mission. So I help them craft that vision and mission. And they also need help with board development, deciding, well, who are good people to put on the board. So I give them suggested recommendations and also have what's called the Board Development Handbook, which delineates the duties and responsibilities of the board, training for board members, assessments. So it's pretty comprehensive. So I not only create the structure for my clients, but I help them with resources and advice to operate an efficient business and nonprofit organization.
Okay. Well, Karmen, I wanted to thank you because I know that we've only got you for about 2.5 more minutes, but I did want to thank you very much for joining us today. It's always great to see you again.
Thank you.
We don't, we've actually seen each other more this year than we've probably seen each other in the last 3 years. But that's it's good that we're able to connect and having Les as a part of this, I think is fantastic. Karmen, how do people get a hold of you?
Okay, they can email me at kbooker533@gmail.com. That's kbooker533@gmail.com. And they can also go to my website, which is compuperfect.net. compuperfect.net.
That is fantastic. And then, of course, you can find her page on Community Pay It Forward /nonprofit services. Nonprofit services. Karmen, again, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate that. I'm going to start this little video, and when you got to drop off, just feel free to do that. But thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you both. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week.
You too. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Steve Gresham. I'm the founder of Savings Highway Global, and I want to welcome you to our company. We are here to help people with the things that are going on in their lives, rising prices of gas, groceries. Have you noticed when you go to the grocery store, the prices are going up? Actually, AI is going to be replacing, say, 85 million jobs over the next few years. The middle class is going down, the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. And, if you don't take action, you could be a casualty in this financial stressful times that we have. And so that's why Savings Highway exists, to help people to not only protect themselves, but to get out of debt and also become financially free. And we want to help 1 million families to get out of debt and really enjoy their lives. Now, I'm going to give you in this video a very, very simple plan. And at the end of it, you'll have enough knowledge to say, this is for me or this isn't for me. And either way is fine. We have put an amazing amount of value in our gold membership. Now, the gold membership, this is something that in this system I'm going to teach you right now can help you to actually earn an extra $500, $1,000, $5,000, up to $10,000 a month. And you can literally do it in as little as 10 weeks. And you say, that sounds too good to be true, but it's not. It's good and it's true. And it's working for people like you. And hundreds of people have written in, they've saved $1,000 on their car insurance or more. Thousands of people are saving money with us. We've helped people save over $200 million through our platforms on travel, insurance, shopping, dining, and so much more. So here's what's going to happen. At the end of this video, if you like what you see, you're simply going to join for $20. You're going to get a gold membership. And we have a platinum and a titanium. I'll tell you about that later. But for right now, let's just focus on the $20. It's the price of a pizza. Imagine being able to earn an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and you never paid more than $20 out of your pocket more than once. And imagine this too. You do absolutely zero selling. We're going to do the selling for you. If you can follow simple instructions and simply listen to me, text 20 people a day and invite them to watch this video makes the sales for you. You don't ever have to talk to anybody. You don't have any fear of rejection. And all you have to do is text 20 people a day for a week. That's all you have to do. or you can post on social media. You don't have to buy products, put products in your garage, sell products. You don't have to pester people. All you're going to do is send a simple text that we will give you when you sign up, and we'll also give you the post to put on social media. So you say, well, what's the job here? Texting people in 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, posting on social media. That's it. So if you feel you can do that, continue to watch the video. And first, I'm going to share with you what you're going to get for the $20, literally hundreds of dollars in value. And then we're going to show you how the compensation works so that you can actually start to earn that money. And we're going to talk about duplication income and how we're going to do this entire process together as a team without you ever having to speak to anybody, without you ever having to convince anybody, with zero fear of rejection, and never having to do any selling or explaining whatsoever. Okay, so let's get into what the value that you get is. First of all, you're going to save money on travel. I'm talking about literally saving up to 50% off your travel over Expedia, Booking.com, Orbitz, all these other websites. See, they have public rates, and our members have just above wholesale private rates. Okay, this is incredible. Over 1 million hotels worldwide in over 140 countries. You're going to get your insurance portal to save on your car and home insurance. About 50 to 60% of our members literally save $500 to $1,000 to $2,000 a year on their car insurance with our proprietary system. Is that worth trying it for 20 bucks? Oh, by the way, 100% money back guarantee. If you can't save money, get your money back. Now, in your gold membership, you're going to get access to an amazing portal that is going to let you get discounts on your shopping, your dining, your entertainment. Okay, you're going to get all of this and more for only 20 bucks. And you're also going to get a bonus credit repair software in case you need to improve your credit so that you can save money and get better deals, maybe get that car at a lower percent. We have a software, proprietary software for Savings Highway that you will get access to for free. It's a $500 value. And we literally have friends of mine that have raised their credit score 100 to 150 points across all 3 credit bureaus within 45 to 60 days. Okay, so you're saying, wow, I'm getting the shopping portal, the dining, travel, software for 500 bucks, the insurance savings, it's all included for $20. Why do we make it 20 bucks? Because we just want you to say yes. I mean, without a business opportunity, it's an easy yes. You join, you save a bunch of money. If you like it, you keep it. If you don't, you quit. That's it. 7-day, 100% money back guarantee. You got nothing to lose. Anybody can come up with 20 bucks. I mean, it's like ordering a pizza from Papa John's. In addition, we're going to give you some free apps so that you can save money on your gasoline and your groceries and even get paid free money for opening a bank account. That's all part of this membership. So we're going to help you put cash flow into your life. This is not buying a product that you don't know if it works. This is buying a solution to help you save money. So now you think, well, we've got these amazing benefits. So how do I make money? Let's talk about that. So imagine this. All you do is text 20 people a day. Most people have in America 640 people on average on your phone. So you're just going to simply text 20 a day with a text simply like this. Hey, I saw something really cool. I thought about you. Please check it out and let me know what you think. That's it. You don't sell anything. You don't explain anything. You just invite people to watch this simple movie. So over the course of 7 days, that's 140 exposures, right? Now, everybody won't go and watch the movie, but many of them will. And we know by the law of averages that if you will expose that many people, at least a couple of them who watch this movie will say, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot for 20 bucks, 100% money back guarantee. I get a $500 bonus. I'll see if I can save $1,000 on my car insurance. I'll see what kind of savings they've got. I'll see if I can save on my gas. Everybody wants this. Everybody wants what? To save money. We'll also give you posts for social media. So we'll show you exactly what to post each day to get people to ask you to watch the video. And I haven't even gotten to the best part. How we're going to help you put an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month in your pocket. Is it possible? Absolutely. Is it working for other people like you? Yes. Can you send a text? Can you post on social media? If you can do this. Now, when the very first person that watches this video, just like you, joins at the end and they sign up for 20 bucks, you're going to make $20, 100% commission directly to you. Isn't that amazing? The first $20 is going to go into your reserve account. to pay for your next month, so your card will not be charged again. That's amazing. So all you're going to do is send the text. 2 people join, you made $40. You're ahead of the game. You're not going to be charged the next month. And then they have this exact same system. So those 2 people that I close for you with this video are going to also start sending 20 texts a day. Now, if you're not willing to send the 20 texts a day, it's okay. You can join and be a customer and enjoy the savings benefits, 100% money back guarantee. But if you want to make money and do it in as little as 10 weeks, this is the system for you. Not becoming an expert on eBay or Amazon or an infopreneur or becoming a social media marketer, none of that stuff. This is a system that even a child could do. So think about this. In week 1, you send out the text, 20 texts a day. We close 2, just 2. Out of 140, we just closed 2. And you made $40. You're saving money and you doubled your money. We're going to give the same website to those 2 people that we closed for you. And what happens is those 2 send their 20 texts out a day. Now we close 2 sales for them. They're going to make $40 each. They've doubled their money. Now you're not getting paid on their first month, but the following month, you're going to get paid month after month for as long as those members are active. So check this out. Week 1, we close 2 sales for you. Week 2, we close 2 sales for them. That's 4. Week 3, we close 2 sales for each of those 4. That's 8. Week 4 is 16. Week 5, 32. Week 6, 64. Week 7, 128. Week 8, 256. Week 9, 512. Week 10, 1,024. Now, how many did you refer? 2. But at this point in 10 weeks, you can have over 2,000 total members in your organization. And at the gold membership level, you will earn $1 for every member, no matter who referred them. We do the close and you earn $1 every month. Now you're earning over $2,000 a month. Think about that. That is life-changing. But it gets much better because then we have our platinum level and our titanium level. So we have something that's an option in your back office. Our $20 level that you're going to join at the end of this video, the next step up is a $100 level. This is called our platinum membership. With the platinum membership, you get more great benefits. You get the world's greatest travel engine. Now we're talking about vacation weeks at half off, and we're talking about saving up to 80% around the world. There is no better travel engine on the planet. Compared directly to Booking.com and Expedia, you can literally save up to 80%. We're talking about big money here. And I've used this more than 20 times. It's incredible. You get the travel engine at Platinum. You also get global travel assistance. If you're lost your passport or you're hurt, I mean, they'll even fly a helicopter in, take you to the hospital for free. They'll help you with any challenges you're having while you're traveling 100 miles or more from home. You're also going to get a family legal plan. You've probably heard of other companies that sell a legal discount program. Well, that's included as well with over 20,000 attorneys. You get a free simple will and more benefits. So at that platinum level, you have more benefits, and we have something called a progressive wealth system. When you're opted in to our amazing progressive wealth system, and the people we've closed for you are opted into it, and they're opted into it, and so on, what happens is it can multiply your income. Not only are there more benefits, but once you're making at least $200 a month, we will upgrade you with your commissions to the $100 level. Now, as the people that you've introduced through texting and we close the sales, as they're upgrading, now your income is going to multiply by 5. Now, that $2,000 a month has the potential to grow to $10,000 a month. And the next level, our titanium membership, you'll have to look on the page to see all the benefits. There's over $3,000 in bonuses. The titanium membership has over 20 benefits. You can call the doctor for free. I've used it like 10 times. You can get discounts on dental, vision, prescriptions. You get free 24-hour roadside assistance. You can call a financial counselor for free. You can get your taxes done for free. You have a tax hotline. You have discounts on everything you can imagine in your life with the titanium membership. And at the end of the year, you get a vacation certificate valued up to $2,000. So you can go to Mexico or beautiful resorts around the world at just a tiny little price for a $2,000 week. This is amazing. Okay, you're going to get thousands of dollars in value, up to $1,000 off groceries, all the free apps, everything that's in the gold, the platinum is all included in this one value stacked titanium membership. It's our most popular. It's the one that people love. Everybody wants to get it. Now, here's what happens. Once you're earning at least $400 in a calendar month, we will upgrade you to the titanium. You get all the benefits. Now, when those that you've referred upgrade to titanium, your income is also going up. So we started with the gold. We went 10 weeks. We built up to this $2,000 a month. Now we got you up to platinum. It went up from $2,000 up to $10,000 a month. See, at platinum, you're going to earn $5 per platinum member in your team every single month. And when we get you to titanium, you're going to earn $10 per member. Think about 2,000 members in your organization, you're earning $10. That's $20,000 a month. Up to 20 grand residual, almost $250,000 a year. How will that change your life? We want you to save money, make money, and invest wisely. You can start at the end of this video at titanium, platinum, or gold. 100% money back guarantee. In addition, if you want to continue to send out more texts and do more posts, remember, no selling on your part, we can continue to close members with this video for you. And what that does for you is continue to grow your income. And after we close 10 sales for you, you're not going to only get paid 10 levels, you're going to get paid up to 12 levels with 10% matching bonuses. That's right, unlimited 10% matching bonuses. This means your income can actually continue to grow. There's no cap to your income with our company. So think about this. Grocery prices are going to keep going up. Gas is going to keep going up. Price of goods and commodities is going to keep going up. It's not going to change. We can help you save money. Insurance, car insurance, oh my gosh, it rose so much in the last year. Hundreds of dollars per account. We can potentially help you save that money, recuperate those funds, put it back in your pocket. So right now, it's time to make a positive decision for your life. Go ahead and get signed up right now. And we'll see you on the inside where we'll show you exactly how to start saving money and exactly what to text. And if you want to do social media, you can do that too. Oh, and one more thing. We have fail-safes in place to make sure that you're successful. See, we actually have marketing out there that produces thousands and thousands of leads of people who are saying, I want a home-based business right now. You can access these for a very low fee. You can buy telephone interviewed leads, people that have been called, verified they're looking for a business, and you can text them to watch this video. So if you don't want to text people, if you don't want to do social media posts, and you just want to buy leads and send the text to them, guess what? We'll do the closing for you. You never have to talk, and you'll make the money. 100% fast starts on gold memberships, up to 80% being paid out per month. We're a 17-year-old company, A+ rating with the BBB. Our savings platforms have helped people save hundreds of millions of dollars, and we've paid millions in commissions. And I have a dream for you to be completely debt-free, helping other people, and together we can make a better world. It's true. 85 million jobs are expected to be lost to AI in the next few years. That could be you, your family, people you love, people you care about. We have to have a plan B. What better plan B than to start right now for only $20? Give it a shot. 100% money back guarantee. Sign up right now. Click the join button. This is the time to change your life forever. Imagine what you could do with an extra $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month, coming in month after month, and all you did was come out of pocket for $20 and spend 5 to 10 minutes a day sending texts or posting on social media. That's the plan. It's working for people just like you. Just do it. Put your fear aside. Just do it. Go ahead and click the button to join, and we'll see you on the inside.
So, and now the QR code that you see above, now it's above less because, we got the jumping Hollywood squares all over. We don't make the show easy. We don't sit in the same box. We move all around, right, Les?
You bet.
So if you scan that QR code right there above Les, you're going to find out a little bit more about this program. And here's the great thing. With your initial investment, if you want to call it investment, but actually it's your second month. Once you make that first payment, your second month, you choose the mission that you want to support. So not only can you use this program to take and support the people that you love, even your family. This is a great place to start for you as an individual to help your income, your personal income, but you can also help people in the community who need your help by joining this program. Did I get that right, Les?
You bet. One thing I also suggest is to put the link in the chat so they can copy and paste it.
Yeah, I will. Let's see here. Oh, and I just got rid of it, but I will get that done.
Because this way you're going to be joining under Zach.
Yeah, I'll get that. I'll get that done here in just a second. As soon as I get that going. But so yeah, that was, that was the second time I've watched this video. I found it, there's a lot of things in there that, that are really cool. There's a lot of things, and I see this as a great thing for maybe the mom who's just looking for a secondary, secondary income, or maybe for grandma who's just, or someone like myself who is disabled and, not exactly able to go out and keep regular hours, and it's not like I'm not on social media all day long anyway. But by the way, you can always find out more with the weekly email blast that we have coming through. So, but take it from there, Les.
Well, the other thing is, this is phenomenal for parents that have college kids. Sign them up so they can, you don't have to give them as much money because they can earn their own. And also to remind you, if they don't have a charity and they're in the college, we have a person, for instance, that signed up their Catholic high school, and we went in and reduced all their costs, and which is $188,000 over the next 3 years. And if you do that, you are not working with a charity, you get 10%. And so needless to say, that's 18 grand. And so there's different ways. And also to let you know is, if you know people that are thinking about solar, at the $20 level, you can represent us in solar. We have solar, and we actually have solar much less than other people do. And the reason for that, unfortunately, solar is kind of like a wild, wild west. They charge what they want. Well, we don't allow the salespeople to charge anything. The management charges it by the square foot and so forth. And so we found that our solar is 10 to 30,000, usually less. And so if you know somebody that's been looking for solar, you can get the commissions on that by joining at the $20 level. And so, and we're going to have cybersecurity, where we have cybersecurity. We have the ultimate in cybersecurity. You'll be able to sell pet teledoc and different things if you want to sell different things. But the one thing that I really want to clarify, we have all the things you can sell, but that's not the main purpose of it. If you want to be a salesman, we've got it all. You can teach, we can be taught how to sell. But the part that I really want to clarify, this is a no selling, texting, video opportunity. And you'll build a much bigger business that way than trying to sell. And as he showed you, if you start with a $20, you text. And by the way, we have for $20 a deal where it tracks all the texts. And I'm actually going to be talking to a company tomorrow that will do the texting for you for $30 a month, up to 600 texts. So if you have the connections on your phone, then they'll do that according to all the regulations and all that good stuff. And so I'm going to let you know all about that. So for $50 a month, $20 for the tracking of the ones that open it, and texting to all the others, you can have a business. And so we're talking a big business. So keep up to date. Contact Zach or myself, and we will keep you updated. But let's get some nonprofits helped. If you're a nonprofit here, we really need to talk about that side entity so you can start getting that kind of funding that Karmen talked about. And it's $600 if you're a one entity nonprofit. If all of the board of directors want to go in and be part of that side entity, then it's $1,600. Can you imagine $1,600 spent and you can get $20,000 a month? Again, this is a no-brainer, folks. Let's get going and get some nonprofits helped in a way they never thought possible. But at the same time, you have an opportunity to be a business you never had before.
And again, this is something that, say you're not the best salesperson in the world. That's okay. You're not the one actually out there talking. You let that video do the talking. You make the text. They contact somebody through your link, like you will see my link now in the chat. It's a link that we have. You simply go to this link or use the QR code up in the corner, and they're not going to come to me to talk. They're going to go to somebody like Les who actually knows something, knows a lot more than I do about this. So, but the great thing about this is that if you use this link, we're able to support people in the community. This is a way that we're going to continue to help people in the community. So, Les, you wanted me to go on ahead and pull up my.
Unfortunately, I don't have time. I've actually got a Savings Global meeting right after this. And they're going to be talking about our tremendous difference in cybersecurity that we have that nobody else does.
Why don't you really quickly, though, Les, tell us about your insurance, what you found out with your auto insurance?
Well, first off, to let you know why we're so much lower on auto and home. The Fortune 500 companies have group insurance for auto and home for their employees. We connect into that. And so there's 15 top companies that provide group coverage for the employees. So I was actually quoted $1,440 savings, 20% over my auto and home. Unfortunately, my house could not qualify for it. And I'll tell you why. Last fall, we submitted a claim for a hail hitting us, and it was only going to be $500 over the deductible, which was $5,000. So we decided not to do it. Well, because of that, we can't change insurance company. No other insurance company would touch us until we pay that claim or do that claim. So if you don't have problems like that, but again, you contact an 800 number under the gold, and you might be saving $1,440 like we would have been. And we also have health insurance that's far beyond, much less deductibles. And again, you can have all of this at the gold level, the $20. And one thing, Zach, I was going to show is right now we have tremendous discounts on Major League Baseball, along with all other sports events that are local, and up to 25% off a Major League plus no service fee. This is what we provide our members. This company's been around 18 years. They know what they're doing. So enjoy everything you've got. Get on there for $20. It's worth it. Like he said, if you can't save anything on your auto and home, get out after 7 days. But I think there's so many more benefits because the employee benefits. If you want a car, we save people $7,000. If you want a computer, we save them 25% at the $20 level. This is a no-brainer, folks. Have a good evening.
Yeah, and one of the things that I asked Les last week when he and I spoke, because I'm like everyone else, and I think that this is a concern that a lot of people have, that you go online and you type in, hey, looking for insurance, and the next thing you know, you have 300 calls an hour with people saying, telling you, hey, we saw that you were looking for insurance, and it's, obviously not insurance that you want. But that's not the way this is, right, Les?
That's correct. This is a private connection group. They don't solicit anybody. Again, the Fortune 500 companies use them, and we're fortunate enough to connect with them because who we are.
Well, that is fantastic. Les, I wanted to thank you very much for joining us again this week. It's always great time. It's never a long time, but always a good time, So you can always get a hold of Les at 303-579-6881. 303-579-6881. Les at 3waystobanking.com. Les at 3waystobanking.com. Again, the QR code above Les right now is the way that you get started. If you have any more questions, just simply reach out to myself or Les. I will get you in contact with him, and we can help you help yourself, or more importantly, help others. Les, my brother, thank you very much for your time today.
You bet. Have a good one.
All right, we'll see you next month.
Yep.
Have a happy 4th of July, my friend. I won't see you until after that. Right. So have a happy 4th of July.
Thank you.
All right. That's Les Simpson, everyone. And when we get back, I'm going to talk real briefly about Silent Soul, and then we are going to play the wine episode from last week so you can get ready for next week on our mid-month edition. So if you need a website, please check out my brother from another mother, Z World Webs. Again, I had a wonderful, wonderful time this afternoon with Dennis Schroeder. He traveled here from White House, Tennessee, and on his way to go and do some family activities on the Pacific Coast. And he stopped in and we talked quite a bit about Silent Soul. This is a wonderful book about MM1 machine, I believe, Alfonso Amos, and his life was lost in service of their country. What The Price of Freedom does is they tell the life story of people like Mr. Amos. They tell their story. They let people know what they do, who they are, why they are so important to not just their family, but our country. Okay, these are the people who have served our country and they lost their lives in service to our country. The first book is out and you can find it on Amazon. You can find it on all the normal book locations. But what we want to do is we want to let you know that we are going to start, building up money for book number 2. And for that to happen, we need your help. So you see on the screen right now, you see the QR codes for the Price of Freedom Foundation. This is where you use shop, click, and pick in order to support organizations like the Price of Freedom Foundation. All you got to do is shop with our partners. Go on to the scan the QR code. Go on to that form. You can either pick the partners, or you can take and press the link on there and tell us what you're looking for, and we will send partners to you. But go on there, shop with our partners, discuss with them, have fun with them, get to know them a little bit. You make a purchase, you take your receipt and turn it in on that exact same form. Everything you need to do is right there. It is literally, you shop, you click a picture of the receipt, and you pick the organization like the Price of Freedom Foundation. Looking to make a difference with your shopping? Visit communitypayitforward.us. Select the mission or cause you want to support and scan the QR code. You have two options. Click the first link and browse our giving partners, or use the second link to tell us what you need, and we'll find the right partners for you. Shop with these partners and keep your receipt or invoice. Next, click a picture or simply upload a picture of your receipt to the portal in every form, adding your name and email address. Your purchase now turns into a donation to the mission you've chosen. Community Pay It Forward shares your business story with those in need of your services to rally support for those who need us all. I want to take the last little bit of time to where we tell the story of dignified dementia. Again, this is such a heart-wrenching, heartwarming, heart story, okay? As a person who's been in an accident, one of the first things we think of is, how can we help others? And we kind of forget that we need to take care of ourselves as well. This is what happened to this family. And even towards the end, that's all he wanted to think about. He lost his battle in February, and so now the family has picked it up, and the family is starting to run with dignified dementia. I hope you enjoy this. This is the show from last week, and they will be joining us again next week. And hopefully you're going to get better instruction with the wine. Hopefully we will have it to where the internet is working correctly, because you know what? We're getting a different internet company. I just had to do that. I don't know why. I'm celebrating there. But we're going to be getting a new internet company, so hopefully our internet is going to be a lot better. But this is myself with dignified dementia last week. I hope you enjoyed this story, because there is so much heart, so much love in this story. Enjoy it, and I'll be back to shut us down. Tables and clean up. And look, it's not an easy job. So Northern Colorado, if there's anybody out there who would like to volunteer to help Greeley Kitchen, please reach out to me and I will get you in touch with them. I will make sure that the connection happens. Look, if we don't get them back up and running, they can't do the good that they're doing. So we really want to make sure that we reach out to them. So if you can volunteer, if you can help them out, please let me know. I will be creating a video and releasing that video on all of the Community Pay It Forward and IMpACT channel outlets. So you can have the information. But if you are interested in volunteering and doing some really good things, please give us a call and we will connect you. Again, we are having a little bit of problem here. Melissa is having some problem with her internet, but we are going to go on ahead and we're going to get started. Our guest tonight has joined the Community Pay It Forward family. Yay! And what that means is that anytime that you shop with any of our wonderful partners, shop, click, and pick happens. You shop with a partner, you click on their QR code, which you can see right here. Okay. Click on that and you click a picture of the receipt, or there's a place to upload your receipt right there on the link that you're going to get. You just get us that receipt, put your name and your email address, and that's it. Send it to us. A portion of your purchase goes to help Jen and her family in dignified dementia. Now, saying that, I'd like to bring Jen in, and she can explain to us exactly what is dignified dementia. Hello, Jen. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Zach?
I'm doing well. Yeah, it looks like we're going to try. Melissa's going to try to log in again. We will get her on as soon as she possibly can. Jen, dignified dementia started, as most nonprofits, as most businesses do, from a place of unexpected need. Can you tell us your story?
Yes, I'm honored to. Thank you for having me. So in 2018, late that year, my dad was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia with Parkinsonism. And apparently that is the third common cause of dementia, but I am trained in health research and healthcare, and I had never heard of it. And neither had my parents. And the neurologist said, well, could be Lewy body dementia. And we'll go from there. And we didn't get a pamphlet. We didn't get anything. And my dad was asking questions, and like the third question out of his mouth was, well, how do we help other people like me? And how do we make that happen? And I said, well, Dad, let's figure out how this works within our family and how to help you first. And then I promise you, I will find a way to help other people like you and other families like ours. And so what I did while he was progressing in the Lewy body, I was one of his primary caregivers with my mom. I moved into their home to help care for him. And I went about developing a set of resources for my dad that he used, honestly, up until about 2 weeks. He used them daily, about 2 weeks before he passed. And so what they are is a collection of forms, for lack of a better term. Nothing sexy, but there's a calendar. There's an eating today guide. There's a wellness journal. There's a medical information tracking form, and then a medicine tracking form. And if you put all of these together, it creates our little dignified dementia toolkit. But they are can be distributed individually. The three pieces that you use daily are the calendar, the eating today guide, and the wellness journal. And my dad was always a creature of structure, and he liked keeping things organized. And as his disease progressed, he would have trouble with the date. I mean, sometimes I have trouble with the date.
Yeah.
I'll do. But so what I would do is I printed the calendar out, and then I would put it in a dry erase sleeve. And he would circle the day of the week and the date, and then he would write the whole date out. And writing, what I found through my research and what his doctors told us, is a fine motor skill. And it's one of the things we lose as the brain atrophies, especially with dementia. And so these things we did with him every single morning. And for the most part, for the first 5 years of his diagnosis, he could fill them out by himself. But then it got to where it was a little bit of a struggle and he needed help from either me or my mom. But he kept writing up until the very end, which is something that they lose pretty quickly. And throughout this journey, I had shown these resources to his doctors, and especially the medical information tracking form. That one people like a lot because it takes some work, usually by a caregiver on the front end, to fill out. But we never had to fill out new patient paperwork again. We could just take it right to the doctor with us and they'd scan it right there. And it became a part of his chart. And so it was really that helpful for him. And then the doctors started encouraging me, the doctors and the speech therapists and the occupational therapists, they started encouraging me to try and share these resources. And I thought, oh, no, I just developed them for my dad. And to some, they might seem a little bit childish too when you look at them, because the Wellness Journal is a series of colorful pictures and things like that. But as the brain atrophies with dementia, a lot of times they can't see black. They can't see things unless they're brightly colored. And my dad was losing his words as well. So having pictures and illustrations was a very necessary thing. And I kind of combined a little bit of my public health research training to and a little bit of early childhood training to develop these. And so as he went on, I started thinking, well, maybe this would be the way to help my dad help others and help other families like ours. And so I kind of just put myself to work in the later months of 2022 and got Dignified Dementia started and started selling these dementia toolkits to help pay for the nonprofit and to help support the programs that we have, which are, we have a monthly Facebook Live chat group, and it's called the Caregiver Empower Hour, because another thing was to help the families as well. And caregiving is a lot of work. And for me and my mom, it held so many special things and so many miracles. I mean, it reconnected us to each other, caring for my dad like that. And it was it was really important to me to be able to help caregivers. And so this chat features me usually and special guests with topics that are relevant to caregivers. And then we also have a once monthly mutual aid group. And then we're going to be working on a fundraiser this summer to help fund a developing program where we are able to offer small stints of respite care to families who can't otherwise afford it and desperately need it. So,
you know, a couple of the things that you do are some things that we're very, very familiar with. The writing, we know from past guests, and with the issues that I've got with my brain injury, my and what I go through, writing is so important because it helps, not only it helps ease the memory, but it also helps strengthen the brain. And it's an exercise that your brain desperately needs. And it's something that, you know, it's a small thing that people don't think about a lot of times. But when you're sitting there, when you're sitting there and you're trying to figure stuff out, and it gives you a chance to go back and look back through and remember how you were able to do things before. So I absolutely love that with with the calendar.
mm-hmm.
I know when things are bad, it is so hard to try to keep things straight, and having that calendar is a lifesaver.
Yeah. And
it takes away a lot of that stress.
Yeah. And what he used to say is he loved doing, because I would give him the option every couple of months, Dad, you know, it's getting harder and harder for you to do these, and you seem to get frustrated more with them. Do you want to keep doing these? And he would say the same thing every time. Nope, I'm going to do them until I can't do them anymore. And they keep the crazy out. And he wasn't crazy. He had dementia, but that's what he referred to himself as. And he just, anything that he could do on his own was a big deal. And he knew he had these documents each day in his own handwriting, so that he didn't have to ask me and my mom the same question over and over again. He knew where to go and how to find the information he was looking for. And so it really supported, it didn't slow the progression by any means, because you can't do that, but it helped when the progression was progressing to keep him organized in thought, and keep him to where he knew he was doing certain things every day. Because for people living with dementia, it doesn't compute the same way. It's so, you know, he would forget. Did I take a shower today? Did I brush my teeth? And those things were all very important to him. And so there was a picture on the wellness journal for him to check that off. And he could do that every day. And it really was something that brought us all a little bit closer together too, doing that together.
You, like I mentioned in the beginning, this was brought upon by let's just tell the truth, a lack of attentiveness from the doctors. They didn't tell you a lot. It's
Nope.
like, well, this might be the problem. Here you go. And eh, I don't want to rag on doctors. I know that they got a tough job. I know they do, but there's a lot of times that it's just you have to sit there and go, wait, explain this a little bit, because I think it's kind of like with our programs every once in a while, Jen. You and I, we sit there and we know our programs. We know what we're doing, and we forget sometimes to explain it to people. And so it gets lost in translation a lot of times. I think that happens with doctors quite often.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them that excuse because, you were put into a situation where there was no explanation. It's like, well, this is what it could be. Shiny squirrel, I'm gone.
We were told to make a follow-up appointment,
Mhm.
and I'm a fierce advocate for my parents, my family's health, and we were not going to be making a follow-up appointment with that doctor. I have some colleagues at the University of Colorado, and they were kind enough to agree to see my dad, even when his insurance didn't cover them. They saw him out of the goodness of their heart. And we were so fortunate to be able to get teamed up with the university, because at that point was when we started getting more information, and I was able to share my ideas with his doctors and his social worker, and the people there really cared about us, as not only him as the patient, but our whole family was the patient.
That is also one of the other points that I wanted to bring up. You do focus a lot on the caregiver because it is not just one person that goes through anything. It's not just one person that has an affliction. It's the entire family that's got to learn how to live differently. And so it's not just one person that needs the special help. It's everybody needs to learn. Look, you've got to learn a completely different life. It's kind of, it's what we do every day. You have to learn how to live a different life when you get a new job, or you start school again, or whatever you do.
Mhm.
But this is something where it's such a shock to your system that having those caregivers who are able to support you as you're learning this new life is so vitally important. Having somebody like yourself, because you were put into a situation where you had to try to figure it out on your own. And
Mhm.
that's one of the great reasons why you started this. Um, how long ago was it that you lost your father?
My father died in February, just of this
Um,
year.
I'm so very sorry to hear that, and my condolences uh, are with you. Um, I love his attitude, though. That, well, what are we going to do to help people?
Yep.
And I understand that because while I was in the hospital bed, I was trying to figure out how I can help out biker families. After my accident, it's just something that we do. Um, I do love your response though too. You know, your response was, "Hold on, let's take care of you first."
Yeah.
Um, as a person who's been afflicted with something, having somebody like you there is so important because we kind of forget that we need to take care of ourselves.
Yes.
That's just a human trait. It's
Yeah.
just something that we all go through. We kind of forget, oh wait, I guess I better take care of myself because if I don't, you know, um, how hard was it to convince him to slow down?
Um, it in the beginning it was pretty hard, and in the beginning, quite honestly, my mom had a very different reaction to caregiving than I did. I mean, and he's, you know, of course, my dad, and he's her husband. But part of our story, our true story, is that she was convinced that as the disease was progressing, that he was doing some of the things that he was doing on purpose, and he wasn't. He couldn't, because he didn't have that executive functioning to be able to manipulate or do anything like that. He always had his sense of humor and his positive attitude, but she would push him to do things that he couldn't do. And I mean, when he first got his diagnosis, they had just moved into an active adult community here in Denver. And he was playing ping pong twice a week. And he was doing all sorts of things. And I actually was on another career path myself. But he started having falls. And I knew these falls were not a normal part of aging. And it took me about 1.5 years to convince my family, including him, that we needed to see somebody and have somebody look at this. And why was he falling without any provocation? Why was he falling, you know, for no reason? And he was getting hurt in these falls, and he was trying to cover it up with his sense of humor. And there were a couple of times he fell walking to the clubhouse that he didn't even tell us that he fell until we saw either a bruise on his head or something like that, because he didn't want us to worry. And I am the one who is forever the person with, you know, knowledge is power. And so let's go see the doctor. Let's learn what we can do. And there in the beginning, I think my parents probably would have been happier had we not gotten the information. But again, it allowed us to go down this path where we're now able to not only help ourselves and help my dad before he passed, but help other families and let them know that they're not alone, and that their journey is theirs individualistically. That's not even a word. But their journey is their own. But we caregivers are so essential, and the people living with the conditions are so essential to helping others learn about this. And as our population ages, and we have a large population of aging adults, and we're going to have more and more people needing resources like dignified dementia. They're going to need a place to go to find out what is Lewy body dementia. Or, you know, I've done talks with people where people have raised their hand and said, I lose my keys almost on a daily basis. And do I have dementia? Should I be worried? And so starting to understand and educate themselves about what is normal aging and what might not be normal aging. What might you need to go and seek professional help for? And with my dad, he had, I believe anyway, he had a lot of the personality symptoms even earlier on, where he developed this sense of overwhelming paranoia, and he was having a hard time just doing small tasks. And this was after he retired, so he wasn't really required to do anything specifically for a job. But he was starting to make mistakes on my parents' budget and things like that. And he was not able to let mistakes go. And the anxiety would really, really amp up, and getting super easily frustrated. And so Dignified Dementia aims to really let people know, I mean, I can't tell you everybody's story, and I'm not a trained physician or anything like that. But I can tell you our journey, and I know that I've been able to make an impact so far, and I know that I've already been able to help several families like ours. And if that's what I'm doing, is one person at a time, one family at a time. That's who I want to help. I want to spend my time talking to you to let you know, this is what we saw. Are you seeing any of this?
Yeah.
And
And again, that's where it gets so important that you approach it like you just mentioned, that you approach it like, this is what we went through. Is this sounding familiar? I tell people all the time, Jennifer, that the one thing I cannot stand is when they come to you and they go, "Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about." First off, I think it's a little belittling to you.
it's condescending.
Right, very condescending. And it's just like, no, maybe you don't know exactly what it's like. Now, the truth is that there are probably people out there who have a good idea what you're going through, but there's nobody who's going through the exact same thing you are.
Yes.
But being able to have someone like you who's a resource, who's able to talk to them in an educational way and tell them, look, this is what we had to go through during our difficult time. I don't know if this is going to be what helps, or if it's going to help lead to a different solution. Starting those conversations is so important.
Yeah.
And it generally leads to something, because it gives somebody who has no clue, it gives them a way to start looking for that solution, and it gives them a direction to go.
And it starts to feel a little less scary.
Right. That's exactly it. Hey, everyone, I just want to let you know, Melissa is mortified that she has not been able to get reconnected. But she's going to continue to work on this. And I'm going to do my best to act a little bit like her. There's no way I can do her any justice whatsoever. She is a professional at this. I'm just a schlub who likes to talk. But this is the QR code that was created by Melissa, that if you scan this QR code, and you can see a smaller version up in the corner, and I tested it with my phone, and my phone was able to pick up the QR code up in the corner. But if you make a purchase using this QR code, every time you purchase wine, you donate to Jen, her family, and Dignified Dementia to continue their mission on helping people through this tough situation. Jen, what was the hardest thing for your dad to get used to?
That's a really good question. The not being able to drive thing was very, very hard for him. It took mountains for us to move to be able to essentially have to take his keys away. We had the doctors talk to him. He was given a virtual driving test at the doctors. And, the social worker explained the legality of, what could happen if he had knowingly drove having this diagnosis and hurt somebody, that he and my mom could lose everything that they worked for over the course of their 55-year marriage. And it would get to the point where I would ask him to go places and he would grab his keys and I would say, I'm going to drive this time. And he would say, no, you're not. I taught you how to drive. I'm driving. And I would say, Dad, I am so sorry, but to be completely honest with you, I don't feel safe in the car with you. And it actually, that resonated with him. But what did it in the end was my brother told him that he could no longer drive his granddaughters any place because he just wasn't safe. And it broke our hearts to have to try to do that, because driving is freedom. Driving is, and when you have dementia, the world just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And, he got to the point where he could have gone out of the house. He could have gone up to the clubhouse to hear readings or things like that. He couldn't really play ping pong anymore, but he could play cards. He loved cribbage, and he played cribbage probably up until about 2 weeks before he passed as well. But he would have bathroom accidents. And these are the things that are uncomfortable to talk about, but starting those conversations and talking about them with other people is what I try to do. I mean, and he would have these accidents, and he just got to the point where he didn't want to leave the house anymore. And the last 2 years of his life were all in the house. We had doctors that would come here to see him, and it was very sad to watch his world get so small, and it was very frustrating to him because he felt like he couldn't do his job anymore, his job as the dad and the husband, the provider. And so I think that was definitely one of the hardest things that we went through. That he,
that honestly, the story that you just mentioned about your brother and your nieces and nephews, that is, I've heard a lot of stories, and I couldn't imagine having to be your brother until.
Oh yeah, it gutted my brother. He was not
that. And what was the hardest thing for you and your siblings to have to deal with?
For me, it was watching him lose the memories that he had. He had, at the end, he had no memory of dancing with me at my wedding. He had no memory of teaching me how to ride a bike. And that seemed to be the emotional tug with his losing his memories like that, and them being just taken away from him. It's such a cruel disease. And for my brother, I think it was a little bit more of watching him decline physically, because Dad is Superman.
Yeah.
And and dad coaches baseball and soccer and all of the sports that my brother played. And he's becoming, this frail man who's aging and can't remember things. And so I think it was I know it was a different journey for both of us, but for me, it was more the emotional tug at the memory loss, and my brother, the more physical.
And I know this sounds like a weird question, but what
Please
are some
ask.
of the,
Weirder the better.
yeah, what are some of the things that you are what are some of the things that you went through, Jen, that you are happy that you went through because now you can help others?
Well, I'm happy that I went through, my brother and I, we didn't have any, sometimes dementia and caregiving will tear a family apart. Just even one facet of it, like the driving thing, will tear a family apart. Families will fight and not listen to each other and not listen to other points of view, and it just gets heated and messy, and everybody is so raw because everybody is losing this person, they're losing themselves, and it's grief, it's a living loss every day. But I'm glad we went through all of that. I'm glad we went through my brother not understanding how much caregiving takes out of somebody. He didn't seem to understand why I stepped back from so many of our other family things, and why my mom stepped back, because we were just exhausted.
Yeah.
And he didn't see why it was so hard and so frustrating, and he had to come to it on his own, and see it in his way, and we had to let him. But I've been able to help other families strategize when there's a breakdown in communication between siblings or whomever the caregivers are. I've been able to help strategize ways to help through that because of what me and my brother went through. And people don't like to talk about, again, like the bathroom accidents. They don't like to talk about the ugly and the fighting, and it's all part of it. And dealing with the bathroom accidents was another thing that I'm very glad I dealt with. It's not glamorous by any means, but I'm able to help direct other daughters dealing with their fathers, or sons dealing with their mothers. And because, that is such, when you lose your ability to use the bathroom on your own, it's dehumanizing, and it just, like I said, makes your world even smaller. And he didn't want his daughter's help with anything like that, and we would get to a point where we could use humor to deflect, because he always had his humor with him. And sometimes that doesn't work for every single family, but it worked for ours. I'm so grateful that my mom and I went through what we went through together. My mom, honestly, she didn't believe that caregivers fatigue was a real thing.
Yeah.
And she actually broke down. And this was all right as the pandemic was hitting. She broke down. My dad was progressing with dementia. I had spinal surgery. And now we're supposed to deal with the pandemic too. And my mom and I learned how to listen to each other again. and we learned how to fight fair if we had disagreements, and we learned how to do what was best for my dad without second guessing the other. And that was a really helpful lesson. So those are some of the things that I'm glad we've gone through.
You know, I think what you just said there is so important, because there's something that every single one of us who is getting a little bit older understands. We've all seen that family that completely implodes after a death, because people are saying things that other people aren't understanding, and it turns what is a solemn and difficult time into a complete and total hell for everyone, because people are not taking that time to, as you said, do what's best for the person who is sick, or do what's best for, the person that just passed away. All the other stuff comes, and it gets in the way of healing.
Yes.
And so I absolutely appreciate the way that you just put that. You have an event coming up on July 17th. Can you please tell us about it?
I do. So this is the first annual fundraiser for Dignified Dementia. It's called Jim's Journey, and Jim is my dad. He is my Dignified Dementia is my labor of love because of my dad. And we are having this event at the Green Valley Ranch Beer Garden here in Denver. And it'll be an evening from about 4:30 to 8 p.m. with appetizers, a silent auction, cornhole games with prizes, as well as cribbage lessons and cribbage games. So it's really an event to honor my dad and for a good cause, to raise money for our program to get respite care for families who couldn't pay for it otherwise.
Okay, Jen, this is a question that I have to ask every time, because I think it's a very important question to ask. We all know that money is king.
Yes.
Money rules everything. What are some of the other things that Dignified Dementia needs? What are some other things that people can help you do?
Well, we're so new. I mean, the resource library is something I want to continue building, so that, if somebody gets a diagnosis and has an experience like ours, if they can go to Dignified Dementia and they don't want for anything. And for me, that means making more money to develop a research staff, to help us be able to put together that library and build it and continue to grow it. And I want to continue with having our chats for caregivers, and possibly turning that into something weekly rather than just monthly, and giving people that opportunity and that space to come together and hear something from somebody else. Because a lot of times we found it easier as a family to hear things from other people. And I just want every aspect of Dignified Dementia to enhance isn't the right word, but to take a person and a family living with dementia on the journey where we can acknowledge and try to increase their dignity in every step, whether they're at the beginning or we're at, end of life planning and things like that. So of course, as you said, money is king, and I hate that.
I do too, but look, you're not taking and buying a yacht with it, so
Right.
it's understandable.
Right.
But we want to make sure that we try to get people to use. So again, that is on the 17th of July, and we will be. You can visit communitypayitforward.us and go to our calendar page, because coming up the next day or two, we're going to have all the information on this, and you'll be seeing a flyer and a little video that's talking all about this, and we're gonna keep you updated on where to go and how to do it. How do people, Jen, get a hold of you?
Well, the best way to get a hold of me is to email me at j.deserich@dignifieddementia, all one word, .org. Or you can call 720-663-7635. That comes right directly to me. I'm an army of one right now.
Yep.
So I'm so fortunate that I have a great board in place, and they're very helpful, but I do the day-to-day work, and emailing me will get you to me faster. There's a chat feature on the website as well, to ask questions, and those are the best ways to reach me.
And again, Dignified Dementia is a community pay it forward program as well, mission partner as well. So if you use the QR code that's right up there above Jen, if you scan that QR code and you utilize any of our partners, any of our giving partners, all you have to do is shop with them and attach the receipt. Give us your name and your email address and hit send. And this wonderful, wonderful woman, this wonderful, wonderful organization is going to get a portion of your sale. We do not take cash donations for Dignified Dementia. There is a place on their website that you can do that. We do not deal with cash donations. All we want from you is your receipt. That's it.
Make a difference.
We turn that receipt into a donation,
visit
so they can continue
communitypayitforward.us.
to do the wonderful work that they're
Select the
doing.
mission
And
or
they
cause you want to support and scan the QR code. You have two options. Click the first link and browse our giving partners, or use the second link to tell us what you need, and we'll find the right partners for you. Shop with these partners and keep your receipt or invoice. Next, click a picture or simply upload a picture of your receipt to the portal in every form, adding your name and email address. Your purchase now turns into a donation to the mission you've chosen. Community Pay It Forward shares your business story with those in need of your services to rally support for those who need us all.
I want to once again thank Jennifer from last week. Such a tough story to hear. The story about her brother having to tell Dad, "Look, Dad, I'm sorry, but you can't drive my kids anymore." That's heartbreaking. I mean, it just, oh God, that hurts my heart to hear that. But it's understandable. And unfortunately, with age, that's something that happens. I also want to thank one of our wonderful, wonderful partners, Karmen Booker, for joining us. And that's not exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for that. Okay, there we go. You can visit Karmen's page and get all of her information by going to communitypayitforward.us/nonprofit/services, or go directly to her site, compuperfect.com, impact.net. If you do, please make sure you tell her you were sent by Community Pay It Forward. She will give us a referral, and that becomes a donation to the mission of your cause. Also want to, as always, thank our wonderful, wonderful friend, great sponsor, Les Simpson. 303-579-6881. 303-579-6881. Les, L-E-S, at threewaystobanking.com. Les, L-E-S, at threewaystobanking.com. Again, the easiest way to get discounts, make some money, and help other people, QR code, other than the Community Pay It Forward family, of course. Get the QR code, and it's a new way to save yourself a lot of money potentially on insurance, bill mediation, and everything else. So scan the code, $20 a month. Hey, why not give it a shot? When you're on there for 2 months or more, a portion of your initial investment will go to the mission of your choice. That's it. That's all I got for you tonight, folks. I want to thank you very much for spending the last 2 hours with me. As always, I again want to give a huge shout out to Dennis Schroeder, the Price of Freedom Foundation. Wonderful lunch. If you're ever in Greeley, check out the Cow. I know, weird name, beautiful restaurant, great Reuben sandwich, fantastic. Damn, that was good. So, and it was big. It's 7 p.m. I had that at 11. Still good. So, so shout out to them. Please remember to love somebody out there, because someone out here loves you. I also want you to think about it. If you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. So remember, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. Simply shop, click, and pick, and make a huge difference.
Looking to make a difference
in our
with your
world.
shopping? Visit communitypayitforward.us. Select the mission or cause you want to support and scan the QR code. You have two options. Click the first link and browse our giving partners, or use the second link to tell us what you need, and we'll find the right partners for you. Shop with these partners and keep your receipt or invoice. Next, click a picture or simply upload a picture of your receipt to the portal in every form, adding your name and email address. Your purchase now turns into a donation to the mission you've chosen. Community Pay It Forward shares your business story with those in need of your services to rally support for those who need us all.
Stepping out of her fear, bring me home. Out alone, you show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.